All right. Hey, I'm Chris from Houston Kiteboarding. I'm here to talk to you today about the Navigator Pro Bar. So we just got these in stock and I've been checking this one out. It actually looks pretty good, pretty clean. So things I've noticed mostly is that they put in their logos on every little thing. So here on this D-power handle, on the cleat itself, right here on the bar, and I believe down here, yep. So even on their quick release and everything. They've also come out with a new, little bit different style of a safety leash. So the grip handle, it's got more of a texture to it, so it's a little easier to grip. So if you're in trouble, you can pull that away pretty quickly. Still standard short, which is very nice. Keep it close to the body. Yeah, so basically you got your standard push away safety system here. So you pull up on it, releases. Looks like the chicken finger is screwed in right here. So if you need to remove that, you just literally undo that screw, pops right out. They still have their classic locking system. So if you move this little bungee or this little O-ring out of the way, you can untwist this, pop this off, and throw on one of their other ones. I think for kite foiling or a bigger loop for freestyle tricks, stuff like that. To put it back together, just simply a push in. One of the best features any bar can have is just a push in to relock it. Looks good. So another new feature that they seem to have done is they've got the two PVC tubings going down to the chicken loop now. So you can see there is a spreader here. So what that's going to do is it's going to allow, when you hook up your front lines, it's going to keep them separated. So a lot of times when you're doing back rolls, tricks like that, your front lines get twisted, right? So normally you'd have to take this guy and spin that to untwist it. Now you just sheet in, sheet out real quick, and it'll literally unspin the front lines. But the trick here is you got to make sure your front lines are unspun first. So if you hook up your front lines twisted at all, this will leave them with that many twists. So if you have 3 twists or 2 twists in there, even doing this thing, it's going to leave those twists in there. So you got to make sure you walk out your front lines to make sure that they're untwisted. Another good feature too, brightly colored red grip on the bar, gray on the other side, so it very stands out which side's left, which side's right. Again, color coded to the kite itself. You got green for the right, red on the left. But yeah, that is the new Navigator Pro Bar for 2024. Looks great. Looks like they're using the same lines from their other bar. So these are great lines. Love these to death. They do have extensions in here, I think, so you can play with those. And one last thing, they do now have a adjustment on the bottom here. So you'll see there's a plus and minus. If you pull this out and rotate it, it's gonna make the bar feel a little shorter or a little wider. So if you're looking to get a little bit more turning radius out of the kite, you want this to be on positive. If you want to shorten up the turning of it, make it a little bit slower to turn, you want to switch it over to negative.
Hey guys, Bobby Deeden here with Houston Kiteboarding, and I'm going to talk to you about a couple of things about the new Navigator Pro Bar that I like. Chris Summers did an excellent job talking about some of the stuff, and I just wanted to kind of touch up on a few of the other things. I think the North Navigator Pro Bar is super awesome. They made a couple of other changes that are really neat. One is the grips themselves. The new grips look like they're stitched on instead of glued. When you look pretty closely, you can kind of tell. It looks kind of like they spent a little bit more time and stitched these grips on, as well as maybe potentially glued them. Another thing is the bar is still directional, so you still have a front and a back to the bar, just by feel. You can just tell which side is the front and which side's the back, because see, I'm holding the bar backwards here now, and there's a little tiny triangular section to the bar. And that little triangular section is really awesome, because if you're looking away at the kite, at the scenery, at that pretty girl on the beach, you don't have to pay attention to your bar at all, because you'll know which side's the front and which side's the back. Another cool thing about the new Navigator Pro Bar is the high V selection. Now on the Navigator Pro, you have that option. So you can get an aftermarket high adjustable Y. They just kind of screw right on to the lines themselves, and it allows you to use this bar now on an enormous number of kites. It's really awesome to have one bar that really works well with a lot of different kites. Here we swap kites and bars and stuff constantly, so having a kite bar that has that option to be able to run on kites with a high V is really nice. So now you have that opportunity to run kites with the high V on the North Navigator bar and get that same kind of feedback and reaction that you would otherwise be looking for with another brand's bar that is a high V construction. So I do really like this a lot. There is one brand that it does not work with specifically, and that one brand is Core. Just there's some proprietary stuff going on with their bridle systems, and there's just no, it just doesn't flag out quite properly with that setup. But with everything else on the market, the new Navigator Pro Bar will work with the high V setup. So this is the 2024 North Navigator Bar, and you can check it out on HoustonKiteboarding.com or give us a ring at 281-508-6485.
Like Bobby said, if we can help, give us a call at 281-508-6485 or check us out online at HoustonKiteboarding.com. Thanks for watching.